interior design is a lot more complex than people think.
Yeah.
It's not the just final
That's
stage.
what I wanted.
Once I reach the final stage, that's for me. It's like that's the let's play a bit now.
But that's why I want to get you on, because I think even from my side, before we met, you do have this opinion of what interior design is, and you see a lot of. So I go to a lot of developers where there's a mood board and they've got a designer in who's coming in, but they're just looking at that final bit. But it's really important to consider every step. Working with someone like yourself, but also just watching it and just considering every step.
Yeah.
To the end result of HMO's work if they solve the local housing problem. And if that housing problem is there's professionals that want quality and they want that room to flow and it wants to be functional, then you need to be several steps before what the cushions look like.
I just want to highlight, I think, two of the most important steps in the process. Maybe I just mentioned the whole thing and then just highlight these two. So we do the design brief, do space planning, then move on 3D, realistic renders, M&Es, shopping cart specification. That's the entire process. But out of these steps, I think realistic renders and M&Es probably are the most important ones because you see what you're going to get. You can market the property faster. And M&Es are based on your renders. Yeah. And I had this debate about M&Es. I was asking people like, who should do the M&Es? And then I had all kind of people saying, okay, the architect should do it, or the M&E consultant will do it. But my question to them was like, we're doing the M&Es based on what? Because they haven't covered these aspects. They haven't went through details, this designing the kitchens, the kitchenettes, the size of the bed, and so on. They haven't done the recessed lighting, which you can have.
They've not understood the tenant.
So how would you come up with an M&E drawing? Is based on what?
Yeah.
So if you haven't covered if you haven't presented some 3D drawings, you simply can't get accurate M&Es. A lot of people they can really relate on. Let's say if you get a new kitchen, for example, the process is you go in the showroom, you design a kitchen. You might go through some changes, variations. You go to different suppliers, and then you get your final design, which you're happy with. Only then the designer is going to tell you who your power supply is going to be, or your socket is going to be, drainage, waste, and things like that. They can't give you that drawing before that. It simply doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The same goes for this. You have to understand which size bed you're having, does it fit in the room, which size cabinet, which size wardrobe, and then you start having all these PowerPoints, lighting, and so on, according to your items in the room. Yeah. So this is a pure investment from that point of view because it gives you that clarity, and then a process like this it's very complex anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why a lot of people they add more layers to it.
Yeah.
It's already complex.
Yeah. Well,
you have to find the property. You have to find the funds. You have to find a good solicitor, a good builder. You go such an extent to get like a really good recommendation for a builder, and then find anyone else. But when you're about to start the work and then you leave things to chance, why would you do that? This is where the action happens. And then if I'll get 10 investors in and I'll ask him, do you know exactly where those sockets are going to go in that room? Probably not.
Yeah.
So why would you do that? I mean, it's this. I'm quite sure that in such a grand scheme like of things happening, this cost will be overtaken by extra bills from contractors coming in throughout the process. They're going to come to you and say, we haven't discussed this, we haven't discussed that. So having that clarity throughout the process, I think this is going to give you a massive relief into you knowing that you've made the right decision. You can sleep better at night, and then things are going to go wrong anyway, but try to minimize that as much as
possible. So that's your number one tip on that side. And how can people see your case studies and get in touch with you? Because I know you've got a lot of really brilliant case studies that I've looked through. So where would people get in touch with you?
Yeah, it's we have a lot of information on our website, which is reinteriors.uk, and I'm quite active on socials, usually Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
as well, and then they can get our details from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Brilliant. Well, if you've got any questions as a follow on, and if you're in the HMO space, I suppose even if you're thinking about starting and getting into HMO and assessing properties, if you're developing at the moment, or actually if you're working with clients to deliver HMOs for them, and you're kind of you're offering a package service, if you're not speaking to someone like Gabriel at the moment and understanding that what actually interior design is from start to finish, then perhaps it's time that you start looking at each of these phases, because you or your clients' properties will be more optimized. You'll get better rents. You'll save money along the way, and you'll have more longevity with your product and durability. So
Definitely.
Thanks, Gabriel. Yeah, thanks for today. I learned equally as much as the last few times that we sat down together. So I appreciate your time today.
Yeah.
And
my pleasure as well.
And we'll hopefully a few more people get in touch with you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be
Cheers.
great.